Zoe!
Oh my God.
Zoe!
Ian! I did not know you were going to do that when we started recording.
No one knows what I'm going to do, not even me.
Incredible.
So, it turns out you've gone and you've not been doing nothing. You've gone and played 2 hours of Gotham Knights.
I have. I've been playing quite a big chunk of it, actually. Got hands-on with it, thanks to the folks at WB Montreal. So I got my bat cape, my bat hat, and my bat boots, and my bat cycle.
Nice. And now I am currently phoning you on the bat phone to find out all about it, because I have played the Batman Arkham games, the first two, and I'm presuming this one is slightly like it, but I don't know very much about Batman Gotham Knights. No, it's not even called Batman Gotham Knights, is it? See,
no, it's not.
That's how little I know. So please furnish me with some information so I may be more brainier in the future.
More brainier. I'd love to, Ian. So I got 2 hours hands-on with Gotham Knights, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's very beat 'em up, like the first Batman game that came out. It's very close quarters combat. I was playing Red Hood for all of it, who has these ranged abilities. So although you are shooting at things from afar, it's not like you got snipers or anything. It's really fast, up close and personal. You have perfect dodges, which are essentially parries when you do with melee combat. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the enemies, Ian.
Really?
Yeah, so when you have a game and there are multiple factions of enemies, sometimes they just kind of all act like you're the enemy. Well, that's not the case in Gotham Knights, because I was in a prison for a big chunk of the game, and the different factions would attack each other even when I was right nearby. So prisoner guards and prisoners would attack each other, and if I took out a prisoner guard, the prisoner fighting him would just go fight another guard. It really did feel like you were kind of just walking into this absolute brawl going on.
I guess that's kind of cool, because you could, hide in the shadows and maybe lure factions towards each other and watch them fight it out. And then
exactly. So that leads me on to my next point, Ian. Thank you so much. So there are 4 characters to play in Gotham Knights. You can change your character any time that you want in their hub area, which is called the Belfry. So while I played Red Hood the whole time, because he's a big beefcake who has mystical brawler abilities and stuff. You can also play Nightwing, who's acrobatic and can buff allies and has these leader abilities. So he's really good if you're playing co-op, because he can buff both of you. Then you have Batgirl, who is good at hacking and focused attacks. And you have Robin, who's stealthy. So yes, Ian, if you were playing Robin in that level, instead of charging in like I did as Red Hood and just handing out 5-finger high fives in people's faces, you could have just stuck to the shadows and picked them off, because they wouldn't have necessarily noticed you because they're so busy fighting each other.
Nice. I like that idea that you can swap characters. Can you do that all the time, on the fly, or?
You get to change characters in the Belfry, which is their hub. It's like the Batcave, essentially. And then you take that character out on either patrolling Gotham City for when you deal with opportunistic crime, which is breaking and entering and mugging and stuff. So you can basically just free roam in Gotham and help stop people getting beat up and stuff as whichever character you want. And you can also take those characters that you choose in the Belfry into story missions. So you could do one story mission as Red Hood and another one as Batgirl and another one as Robin and stuff. So you can really change who you play, but you can't change your character mid-level, obviously.
Okay, so that's pretty awesome. It sounds to me like the combat then is going to be quite like the original Batman game, so really nice flow to it, quite chunky, beefy combos and things, but with the added stealth elements as well.
Yes. It obviously
so you can
depends,
kind of might mix up your playstyles. If you want to go stealthy, you could be Nightwing, and if you want to be action-packed like you were, you go for Red Hood.
So because I played Red Hood, he's really big and lumbering, but he obviously packs a punch. And originally I was getting pretty annoyed because his dodge is not fast when you have to dodge out the way, but then it's of course it's not fast. He's a giant big brute. He's not gonna nip out the way super quickly. So it's in small things like that when you change your character, you really notice how you can play to their strengths. So Red Hood, for example, is way better if you pepper in a few shots at range and then you run in for some melee stuff and get your mystical abilities out. But yeah, I really liked the fighting, and what I enjoyed about it as well as the faction fighting each other is that you really do have to watch your back, because it's not like in other games where you can tell that the enemies behind you are like, you know, the AI is waiting until you're facing them, essentially.
Yeah.
I got hit from the behind so many times because it is just like you're in a brawl. You do need to you need to constantly move. You have a grapple, so you can like grapple up to higher bits of the environment and stuff. You need to always be moving, otherwise you will 100% get just...
ABM.
Always be moving.
Always be moving.
Exactly. Oh, and the bat cycle is really fun as well.
The bat cycle.
Yeah, so you have the
Nice.
bat cycle when you're like on the streets of Gotham and you do wheelies to go over obstacles.
Amazing.
Which like is so stupidly superhero stuff, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun and stupid.
So wait, can anyone use the bat cycle?
Yeah, every character. So Red Hood, Batgirl, Robin and Nightwing can all use the bat cycle.
Can't believe they jacked Batman's ride. Unbelievable.
I know. Well, I mean, you know, he's dead. He's not using it. So
Wait, what? When
Yeah,
did he die? Oh my god.
What? Did you not know that?
No. Spoilers.
Oh, so yeah. No, he's meant to be dead in Gotham Knights. Like, it's the first thing you find out.
Oh,
it's
God.
the reason that the Gotham Knights are there in the first place. It's because with Batman dead, they need to they need to help restore order in Gotham, because you've got the police trying to now be super anti-vigilante because Batman isn't around, and they're like, oh great, we can finally do our jobs. And then you have the criminals being like, oh great, Batman's dead, now we can really mess up the city. So you're basically trying to like fill his shoes, essentially.
Right.
But yeah, Batman is very dead.
Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over that news. This come as a
no.
shock. Oh, so combat-wise, it does sound quite similar to the original Arkham games. What I really liked about the original like Batman Arkham games as well is like Batman's detective modes. Is there anything like that in this one?
Yeah, there is. You have an investigation mode that each character uses when you're investigating cases, and then you have almost like a focus, like Aloy. So you can either send out pulses, which will highlight important objects, or you can hold it down to go into investigation mode, where you can see like tracks on the floor and you can see the objects that you're supposed to be like fiddling with. But what's also cool is that if you're not that into puzzles and you kind of like the more beat 'em up style, there's the option just to skip to the solution of the puzzle.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, you don't have to do the entire puzzle if you don't want to, which I think is a good idea considering most of the game is brawler heavy fighting. Not everyone is going to want to do all the puzzles, which is completely fair.
That's fair, that's fair. Now,
Yeah.
one thing that surprised me about what you've already said there, because I don't know too much about this game at all, is that it sounds like Gotham's like, is it an open world Gotham again?
Gotham itself is open world, so you can go out on patrols and just like help deal with opportunistic crime, and then you go to locations for story beats. So I went to Blackgate Prison to talk to Harley Quinn about stuff, and that's obviously like its own little environment that you're in for that one story mission and stuff.
All right, and it's coming out on the current gen consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and stuff. None of the past generations. So what's that mean for the visuals? Is it looking good?
The visuals were good enough that Wheels walked by me and went, oh my god, that looks nice.
Oh.
So pretty good. I like the fact that it's not cartoony. It's like exactly that same style of comic book exaggerated proportions of the first Batman game.
Right.
So obviously Red Hood is ridiculous with his proportions, but then I really enjoyed how it looked. And in particular, the facial animations for the voice actors are incredible. When I was talking to Harley Quinn, her facial expressions were like on point. They were brilliant.
Nice. Ah, sweet. Yeah, I was going to say, how was it meeting Harley Quinn again in the
Oh
video
my god, I
game?
love her so much. She's amazing. But what is genuinely great about her, like I know everyone loves Harley Quinn and with good reason, is that when you're talking to her, you know she has that pudding accent that she puts on for Joker.
Yes. Yeah.
You can hear her like going in and out of it. So it is like she's trying to reclaim herself as a person, because what we were told before the gameplay kicked off is that Harley is basically trying to reinvent herself into the villain she always knew she could be, because now the Joker's dead, she doesn't have him basically abusing her, so she can do whatever she wants. And you could see that in the way she was talking to you, in that she every now and again slipped into like Harleen Quinzel rather than Harley Quinn when she was being smart and stuff. And her new outfit is great as well. Like, it's perfectly made for an acrobat. It's not like a super skin tight catsuit or like has got a skirt and stuff, which are fine for acrobatics, but this one you can tell is made for like her movement in mind. So the ankles are really loose, and her fighting style is great as well. Like, she's super punchy and like quick, but also like really brawler-y, but also acrobatic, which you
Wait,
think
so
wouldn't go together, but like Harley was absolutely sick. There was a really funny moment. You have to go to the hospital because Harley's like implanted these microchips in like soccer mums and finance bros and stuff, which has made them all act out, which I thought was hilarious. But she's got like her own talk show format in the hospital, and she has this theme tune playing throughout the whole thing. When you're playing as Red Hood, he's like, oh, for God's sake, it's so annoying. And then you're in the elevator going up to the boss fight, and he starts humming it, and he gets really annoyed.
I don't even like this song.
And it's just, that was one example of how I actually really enjoyed the writing. Like, I fully expected it to be kind of cringy and like faux, oh, we're one big messed up family. But actually the writing is pretty good. Like, you can really see the differences in the characters and how they interact. And every now and again, like, it's funny, semi-unintentionally. And I'm going to put a clip in right here.
Well, I could tell you a story. It's about being dead.
What a funny... excellent clippage.
Exactly, thank you.
In terms of gameplay as well, what I don't really know is it single player? Is there multiplayer? Is there co-op?
So it's both single player and co-op. So you can play co-op with your friends, and that's what the character Nightwing seems to be built around. Because he has the ability to buff allies, it means that when you're playing co-op, he's a really good pick because he's like made for co-op essentially. And Ian, I just need to put in a quick clip right here of this amazing, massive Russian godmother woman that I fought in the prison because she's incredible. So just enjoy this.
Processing southward reach. Containment in progress.
Tonight is looking up.
I did indeed enjoy that. Oh,
Isn't
wow.
she amazing? She's so buff. I love her so much.
What an incredible fight that was.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically, I really enjoyed Gotham Knights. I think it's going to be really fun co-op, especially with you, Ian,
Oh, yes.
and of course, Aoife.
Sorry. Ooh, wait, hold on. Is there more than 2-player co-op?
Yeah, so with Gotham Knights, you can play up to 4 people, so all 3 of us could play together, which is sick.
Holy crap, that is going to be awesome. We're going to be fighting it out to see who plays which character, though.
Yeah, but I really want to play Red Hood because he's so dumb and big and aggressive and edgy. I love him so much. He's such an idiot. As soon as they went through the characters and I heard that Red Hood was not only mystical, but like this edgy, grumpy boy, I was like, that's me. I want to be him. He's amazing.
Excellent. Well,
Yes.
that does sound very much like you indeed. The final question I have then, because this sounds very good, and I've gone from not knowing anything to actually being really excited to play it. Is when is it out? Is there a release date? Do we know?
The release date is the 21st of October 2022, Ian.
That's this year.
That's in like very soon, actually.
Holy crap, that is very soon.
Yeah.
I've got used to all the big games being delayed until next year, so
Hopefully this won't get delayed. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was like a solid, like, punch 'em up, quite fun, like, just, like, it was just fun. It was really fun. Didn't like completely blow me away, but I had a really good time with it for the 2 hours I played. And the combat is deep enough that I had to, like, redo a couple of fights to, like, really get the hang of, you know, how quickly to move, the enemy's attack patterns, like how parry works and stuff. So I think we're going to have fun with it.
excellent. I am looking forward to it now. Well, thank you so much for telling me all about Gotham Knights and filling in the empty Gotham Knights hole in my brain with
You're welcome.
delicious information.
Delicious information, piling it in there.
So, yeah, if you want to hear more about Gotham Knights or see us play it in co-op at some point in the future, join us.
Yes.
Same time, same place, same Eurogamer, sometime soon.
Sometime soon, and that's all the details we can give. I thought you were going to have some kind of future prediction there, Ian. I'm quite disappointed.
No, I'm just leaning into the only Batman knowledge I have, which is the
Oh.
1960s TV show. Same time, same place, same Batman.
Oh, I didn't even get that reference because I'm too young.
You're
But anyway,
only a wee
yes.
little youngling.
I'm going to go and now stare at Harley Quinn and this Russian woman for like a good 2 hours. So, Ian and all you lovely lot watching, we will see you next time.
Goodbye!
Goodbye.